Hey guys, it's Missy Wolf and I'm here with Riley Smith. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I am great. I'm so excited that I have you on our program today. So are a lot of your fans. We've been getting messages left and right. So the first one that I want to talk to you about, and I wasn't going to do this right away, but the first one that I want to talk to you about is a little film you did for the Disney Channel. And the only reason why I'm bringing this up actually right now is because I just saw that you had posted that on your social media too, that if we could just keep that in the memories. And
Yeah,
so I want to know what it was like filming motocrossed, right? Do I say that right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's called Trust.
I always want to put
Uh,
an R in there for some strange reason. It just doesn't feel right.
I still don't know how to spell it exactly, but I don't know if it's all or not. But I do still have the whole outfit. They let us keep it after we got done filming it, and
Oh,
I don't
wow.
know why. I'm like a hoarder, and I kept it. And when I moved one time, I found a whole box that had the helmet and the whole outfit. So my friends always joke with me that I have to go as my character for Halloween some year.
I was just
And I'm
going to
going.
say, does it fit?
Yeah, it still fits. It
Then
still
you
fits.
should.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it eventually.
I was going to say, you totally should. I mean, and I think your fans would really, truly get a kick out of that. But then when you're not wearing it, it should get the proper credit that it deserves and be displayed somehow.
Oh yeah. Oh, I thought about giving it to my mom in a shadow box.
Oh, that'd be
So
cool.
after I do the Halloween, then I'll retire it to the shadow box for my mom.
Yeah, there you go. And Mom, it's on video now, so there's proof. He's got to do it.
Yeah. It can't be a surprise. Um, we were just talking about how expensive it is to like shadow box and frame stuff. So if you have a hookup for me on the shadow boxes, I'll take it.
Okay, okay. I will keep that in mind. Definitely the poster frames and all of that, and having them linen backed. I got your back on that for sure. But shadow boxes, man, I'll reach out to some people. You never know. You never know who can do what around here. So we'll see. But let's talk about your music. I mean, I know, God, there's so many things we could talk about. What do you want to talk about first? Let's do that. What do you want to talk about first?
Well, shoot, I've been talking about the music a lot, and I enjoy talking about it. It's been fun. It's been something different to talk about for me. I'm usually used to
Right.
talking about acting. So I like talking about it. It's been
Okay.
a lot of work. I'll say that. Like in the last 3 months, it's been a lot of like X's and O's, not necessarily creative anymore. It's more business.
Right.
And I didn't realize that when I got into it because I like to create,
Yeah.
and I don't really think much past that. It took almost a year and a half to make the record because I'd cut most of the demos when I lived in Nashville like a year and a half, 2 years ago. And then it all kind of got put on hold when I moved to Canada for frequency, and I just had no time to touch them at all. So I just listened to them over and over again in Canada for 7 months, 8 months, and I play them on my guitar every night in my place. And then when I got done with the show, went back down to Nashville, and I recut a lot of the demos. I wrote some new songs. Selfish is one that I wrote on the very last trip to Nashville.
Okay.
So that's the most current one. And yeah, and then I finally, but then the creative stuff was kind of over. Then it was all like getting it produced to exactly where we wanted with sounds, and that becomes very like sonic and not necessarily creative, but more just like bring up those bells, take down that bass, this kind of stuff. So that wasn't so creative. And then when we got into the business side of it, as far as like packaging it and putting it out and writing bios and all that kind of stuff was like. It's been a lot of work. Like I'm in my office right now. I come in here every day as soon as I wake up, and I'm here all day. And like nobody understands. Like, what are you doing with the music? I'm like, it's just a lot of work. But
Absolutely.
so I'm finally done with it. We put it out, and now I'm excited to get back to the creative part. Like I was just telling you before we started the show that I came in here this morning to just like start to make an idea I had, and then I never left. I've been in here all day
Right.
working on. Oh, yeah, and I love it. It's great. I can't walk away from it. I was supposed to go to dinner tonight with friends. I canceled that so that I can just keep working on this.
Oh, wow.
I hope they're not listening.
Well, I would think that they would understand. I mean, you got to do what you got to do too. But there will be moments where you'll make up for that dinner.
Yeah, I just once you can't force creativity. Like it hit me today. I haven't gotten to do it for a little while, and so it's been awesome.
Yeah, that's great. And I have to say, I love your debut EP. I think it's fabulous. I can't keep missing you or I can't keep on missing you. I relate to that song, and I love it so much. And I think that one's my favorite. But I'm on Fire that's such a hot song too. I love it. I love it all. And where did you finally find yourself in your music? Where did you where were you when you finally figured out that this is what I want to do?
I was in Nashville for sure, and I've been kicking it out here, playing in a band for 10 years, and I love making all sorts of music. Mm-hmm. But I wasn't really. I ended up making a lot of music for other people because nothing was really tugging at my heartstrings. The words I was saying they weren't connected, and I was more into actually making production, making beats, and making the music than actually writing the words. And then when I got back to Nashville for the show, all that was really required of me was to sing and write, and they didn't even want me to have a guitar on the show. So it really, I started getting back into the writing. And when you're down there in that environment with those people and with those great writers, like they help you, it's like therapy. Every time I go into a co-write, it was almost like you go into a therapy session because I come in with all these ideas that I have in my phone over the years. I put them in my notes. And it's just like things I see, I think of, things I've, been through, that I witnessed. And so I'll go into these co-writes and I'll be like, so for instance, the last one, I said, I've got this idea, someday selfish is going to get old. And so I said that to the two other gentlemen that I was writing with, and they were like, oh, I like that. And so then I said, let me explain where I'm coming from with that.
Right.
And so I kind of explained how I thought of it, and then it becomes a therapy session. I'm just talking it out. And then I get those guys on the same page with me, so they're kind of now in my world, in my train of thought, and then we just start riffing. Everybody starts to have ideas. And at the same time, my producer's literally making the track. Like we're picking out the chords, he's laying down, a drum loop, and then the next thing you know, I'm on the mic, like literally singing these ideas, and we're kind of like putting it together like a puzzle like that. So it just got really infectious really quick, and I was doing that every single day. Any chance I wasn't working or singing on the show, I was writing with somebody, and so that was like a boot camp. By the time I got done, like 7 months later, I had 14 demos, and I was so connected to who I was. I found myself, like who I wanted to be. It just all kind of became very clear, and I'd like waited for a long time for that because I knew I wanted to make a solo record. I just didn't know what I wanted it to be or who I was. Right. And then that whole time in Nashville just showed me. So it was cool. And what's great is it wasn't just a influence at the time, like a feeling at the moment, because it's really stuck with me. And if I hadn't went there, I still don't think I'd known. So thank God I did.
Absolutely. And all of your fans, I mean, you have a really you have an amazing group of fans that, I mean, they've followed you. Your diehard fans have followed you from early on in your career. And when you were on Raising Dad, I mean, you showed, your singing abilities then too. So, I mean, I love that you laughed just now. Are you surprised I know that?
I am surprised you know that, and that was very embarrassing because it popped up on YouTube, and I was like, oh my God, no.
Well, I used to watch that, and I mean, I was talking to my girls earlier, and I was telling them about the movie, and they were like, Mom, we don't remember that movie. I was like, yes, you do. And I'm like the Disney Channel mom. And I think I started watching it when my sister had her kids. So I think looking back, it was probably like her son that I was watching it with. But I love that movie. That was one of my favorite movies that Disney had put out. And so we were discussing it today, but I was like, oh my gosh, you guys, he's been on so many things. You have to. And so they finally realized who I was talking about and who you were, and it was just such a fun thing for me. But they've been watching me all day, like just listen to all of your stuff, and it's just been so much fun for them too. And I don't know, but I love that, and I watched you on those shows, so it's just, and my God, you search your IMDb, you've been on so many that I could never list them all. Like it would be a full article of just the titles of everything you've been on if I tried.
Yeah. I've been working a long time, and I've been really lucky that I've stayed busy the whole time. It's weird because it's been almost 20 years, and it goes by like that, you know. And they feel like different chapters for me, though. You know, like the motocross days. That was like my elementary school, I guess you could say. You know. And I mean, my voice hadn't even dropped yet when I did that movie. I look at that and I still talk like this. It was just like, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't even know what Disney Channel was. I was just happy to be on a movie.
Right.
And then it became what it was, which was just a total shock, you know. But and then, you know, then I felt like, I mean, I went through those teen years, and then I got out of that, and now just for the last like 10 years, just finding, again, like kind of with the music, finding out like who you are, who you want to be. You know, as I get older and mature, I start to tap into more of like who I really am, and I think that's what the cool thing about getting older is, says the old guy. But it is, you really find yourself, and you start to figure out like who you are, and as an actor, that's always going to help you, you know, in your other work. I mean, just being through as many things as you can go through helps you tap into all those things when you face them as a character. So yeah, it's been a long journey, but the most daunting part about it for me is like, it's just the beginning. I mean, I have so many years left to do this, and it's a lot of work, man. Sometimes I get tired. Yeah.
I think it's awesome. I imagine your family is extremely proud of you and all that you've been able to accomplish in such, honestly, 20 years. I mean, it's a long time, but in reality, I mean, it's not that long at the same time. It's you still have so much to do and so many things that you can accomplish in your career, because you have a lot, you know, long time left. But I find that music videos, for me, I always want to know, does your acting career really help you when filming a music video, or is it completely different? Because for me, I'm such a weird person that I would have a hard time standing up on a stage or somewhere where I'm lip singing to myself. Like I can't even sing anyway, but that to me would just be kind of weird, and I don't know that I could do that. I mean, is it easy for you?
Well, to answer the question, yeah, it was awkward singing to myself. It really was. And in fact, I usually was trying to just close my eyes and like feel something, because they're, you know, it's faking it anyway. And my friend, the director Bjorn, in his big German accent, he kept saying, "Open your eyes! Open your eyes!" And everyone's laughing, and then I'd open my eyes, and I'm like, "Dude, I don't sing with my eyes open." And he's like, "Yes, but we need your eyes in the video looking at the camera." And I was like, I don't want to be that guy. Like, when I wrote the treatment for that video, the most important thing for me was to not be in it very much. And I was just trying to make a statement, trying to, I guess, like, show people, you know, the brand or the person that I was trying to put out there as an artist, which was somebody who doesn't need to take the front seat. I want it to be about the music. I don't want it to be about me. I don't want this to be some sort of like side gag, like Riley the actor also sings. Like, no, I really write and I really sing, and I'm not trying to use any of my other, you know, TV shows or movies or anything. I'm not trying to use that in any gimmick. So, so the most important thing with the video was I don't want to be in it, and I had like two great people in mind that I wanted to play the two actors. So I knew my buddy Chris Backus, who I'd done this movie Deliverance Creek with, and he's on Bosch and Sons of Anarchy. He's got this really cool, edgy look. He's very strikingly good looking, but he's also like real and relatable, I think, you know, because he's kind of dirty. And then I wanted this other girlfriend of mine who was a model to do it, but she ended up booking a big job in Milan, and I lost her at the last minute. And then another girl was brought to my attention that Hannah Glasby, who was this Australian model, and I talked to her on the phone. She seemed really down and cool, and I had her come meet the director, and they like hit it off immediately. And she also is like beautiful, but she's very relatable and kind of, I say like a dirty hot. So like, I didn't want like Ken and Barbie. I wanted like relatable characters that were interesting, you know, and then I wanted to be in the background. So I created this whole story about, you know, this couple in a bar, and then it was all a figment of his imagination. Maybe he was seeing the girl that he misses in this girl. Maybe he was just seeing something. Or what, you know, there's a lot of questions. I wanted it to be open for interpretation, but Most importantly, I wanted to be in the background.
Well, you did a good job, and I was kind of getting that too. Like, what's going on? Is this somebody that he misses in this girl? This bartender just reminds him so much of her, and so it was fun. And I'm glad you said that, because I love that idea. I love the whole concept of letting your audience kind of fit the story to what they want it to be or what they're imagining it is, and not spoiling it for them, letting them just have that wonder forever, what it really is. I think that's pretty cool.
Well, I think a lot of like musicians nowadays, with a lot of the music videos, the guys they're beating up the guy, they're taking the girl, they're looking down the barrel of the camera, and I've been an actor for 20 years, and I've been in front of the camera for 20 years. Like, I don't have anything to prove, and to me, that's just like not the message that I'm trying to portray.
Right.
And again, it's about the music. So yeah, I just thought it was cool to watch a story unfold, and the song I thought was powerful, but then the music video just made it like a different kind of song, because you really had a visual to go along with it. Exactly. The editor did a great job. I mean, everybody that helped me with that gave me 2 days on the weekend, and they were like 12-hour days, and everybody did it for free, and like pitched in. Everyone's moving stuff, and just like happening good. It's like real labor of love, and it was cool. My friends were there for me.
That's great. And filming a music video is hard. It's hard work. There's a lot of small scenes, and I actually, for the first time, my daughter went to go film a music video for a friend of ours as well. And it was all day long, super hot sun here in Nashville. They were doing a lot of stuff outside. And I mean, she had a lot of fun, but after what she was telling me, I was like, wow, that really does take a long time. And that was just her portion, was like all day, and so there was another day of filming for the singer himself. But it's incredible what you guys do, the amount of hard work that you put into your craft. It's evident, and it shows, and it's really, really, it's really great to see. And I was thoroughly impressed. But your vocals, man, you've come a long way since raising Dad.
I told you my voice changed. That was the first.
It was cute though, because I love when people get to look back at where they were and then see where they are now and see the change. Do you ever do that with your acting too? Do you ever go back to some of your earlier work and think, oh my gosh, and criticize yourself heavily, or do you just laugh, or what do you do?
Every now and again, if I'm like drunk late at night and somehow it's like you start to go down a rabbit hole of things, and then it ends up on something you were in, and it's really embarrassing. I cringe. I can't believe that I got some of those jobs. I can't believe they put some of those things out, but I learned. I mean, that's how I learned. That's how I grew. That's how I became who I am. So I don't watch them, no. But I would be lying if I would say that I haven't seen some of them. Yeah. Later in life, and it's really embarrassing. So I don't ever watch them on purpose. Yeah. No.
Well, I understand that completely, because I've had some interviews where they're not my best work, and I don't want to go back and watch them at all. And sometimes I'll walk by and, one of them's being edited or played, and I'm like, I can't even be in the same room when I hear my own voice. I can't do it. I'm like, I will listen to it on my own when I need to, but I don't want anybody else there. Like, I can't be in the room when somebody else is watching my work. It makes me a nervous wreck. I have a hard time with it. So I understand that, not wanting to go back stuff. And there's definitely a few that I don't ever want to see ever again.
Yeah. Yeah, the Racing Dad singing is probably right up there at the top. Now that I said it, everyone's going to go Google it.
I know. I'm so sorry. Maybe I shouldn't have brought it up. Let's just take that down off of YouTube. But what?
I got paid good money to do that at the time, so I have to deal with the consequences.
Yeah. I know. It's good though. You should be proud of where you were at, and it's not like you did a bad job at all. You sounded different than you do now. You're definitely more in control of your voice, and your vocals are more powerful, and your sound is definitely solid, I think, now. And I love it. I'm a sucker for any kind of like grit to a voice too, or any kind of raspiness. I'm like, I love it so much. But you know, I don't know. I was so excited to listen to your EP because your songs on there, they are relatable and they tell really, really good stories. And I think that the audience is reacting to that. And one of the things that I love most about you is you interact with your fans and you connect with them. And you are so quick to retweet and thank people. And I mean, it's constant with you. Somebody posts something and they tag you in it and you're immediately retweeting and telling them thank you. There was one that I wrote down, Linda Irving. She's the one she had posted the one. I wanted to give her credit, but she's the one who had first posted the movie Motocross, and you had said, you know, to leave it in your memory. But I just thought that was so much fun, and you really do. You make a difference in your fans' lives when you interact with them, and you're genuine, and I think they see that, and I think they're responding really well to that. And I just want to thank you on behalf of them for being that artist, because too many times, you know, people aren't that way. And these fans crave your work. They want to see more of you. And when you communicate with them, they're thrilled. And it can make a difference in somebody's life. If they're having a really crappy day and they see that you've retweeted something that they've done, I mean, you could flip their whole day around. So thank you.
Yeah, well, God, I'm at a loss for words. Thank you for that on behalf of them. And I was just going to say the same thing. Linda's a perfect example. So if Linda's watching, thank you so much. But there's so many that I don't want to leave anybody out. But I've said in other interviews, and a lot of them know because they've seen the other ones, that I like to always just call them supporters. I think like when people start to believe they have fans, like, yeah, they're my fans. Like that puts them on a different pedestal. And to me, like, we're all even, we're all equal, and they just support what I'm doing. And like I'm a supporter of a lot of other artists and actors and things like that, and I support what they do. I buy their material and listen to their stuff. I tell people about it, and
I've seen you post about that.
They're just repaying the favor. I mean, they're unbelievable. They really are. I mean, like we had the video was up for this Taste of Country countdown, and it was by the fans, and they got me all the way to number 2, which was unbelievable. I didn't even know that this thing was going on. And before I even knew it, I was at number like 8, and it was number 2, and that kind of stuff just doesn't go unnoticed by so many people. I'm meeting with different companies right now that are trying to help me, get the music out there more, basically. And this day and age, you gotta hire people to help you do it, because it's just kind of the way the world works. It's a different ballgame with the internet and all the different playlists and stuff. So anyway, I respect that, and we have some people helping. But the first thing that they recognized was how much that the fan base, that the supporters are helping me, and that makes such a difference, and it gives everybody more ammunition, and we're kind of like a little army. I know that they are real supportive with us and my other friends who are artists, and like when they get their mind put on something, they just get it done, which is super cool. I mean, I don't feel worthy, but all I try to do is, honestly, I try to keep creating for them. I mean, that's like, there's days where you don't feel like you're making a difference, but then you remember these people, and you know that you can be, that like, so that's really cool. That's a nice, humbling position to be in, but it always makes it worth it. Like I'm always trying to create, because I know that's going to give them more things to listen to and watch.
Right. Well, I think just the fact that you respond and you are being who you are, I think they're really, your fans are more like friends is what I've seen. It's how you communicate with them. You don't communicate with people as if you don't know them. You communicate every single time. You're responding to them by name, and you're really genuine with your words, and it's so refreshing to see. And granted, not everybody has time, and I know that there's other people out there who would love to be able to do that, and they just they have a team of people running their social media for them because they are so incredibly busy. But it is really, really, really nice that you're not in that situation at this moment, and that your fans can connect to you on a more personal level. And which brings me to my next question. Have you had the moment yet where you post that you're going to be somewhere or be performing somewhere, and you have your friends shouting, or your friends shouting out that they're going to be there, and then you actually get to meet them at one of your places that you're going to be? Have you had that yet?
Yeah, it happens all the time, which is really great.
Yeah.
I just did a charity show in Iowa about 2 weekends ago for my charity, which is the Eastern Iowa Arts Academy. It raises money. It's a nonprofit for kids that want to go after school or the summer to learn how to play music, get in bands, paint, things like that. So it's a cool thing. We do a charity music festival every year that all the kids that are in the academy get to play, and then I headline it. And so we posted a lot about it, and a number of people from all over the Midwest wrote and said they were driving and showing up, and I met so many of them. In fact, we raffled off a free dinner at this great place I love called Zeppelin's in my hometown. And the girls that won it were all from, well, a couple were from Cedar Rapids, where I'm from, but then one was from Illinois, and they're from all over.
Right.
And it's like, it was just cool to see how, the new social media platforms can bring people together, It
is definitely one of the most amazing things that I've ever seen. And I'm sure you're familiar with CMA Fest because you lived here in Nashville. We had done CMA Fest, and watching fans reunite who had met at CMA Fest years prior, and they live in different parts of the world, and they would plan like a girls reuniting trip. And we heard that so many times throughout this last CMA Fest, and it was just, wow, these things really do bring people together and help people develop relationships, friendships, all kinds of stuff. And when they get to connect to the artists that they just adore and they love, it just is so special to watch. Like, I love that I'm on this side of it. I don't have the talent you all have, but I get to sit back and watch all the interactions happen. And for me, writing about that and acknowledging that is my favorite part of every single one of those events, because they're magical. Those moments are magical. And we actually had one of your fans, and I didn't write her name down, and I'm so sorry, hun, but she was talking about you agreed to go to the UK next April.
I was going to talk about that.
Okay.
Yes. Speaking of what you're talking about, where these events bring people together, I had gotten to know through playing over in Europe some really great supporters, these ladies, Deb and Rachel, and they had started a charity for cancer awareness because Rachel had cancer. And so they entitled it One More Shot, based after a song written and sung by my buddy Christian Kane, who we travel a lot and play together, and they're also big supporters of Kane as well. They call themselves Caniacs, and they're and they're a powerful army of ladies and some men too, I believe. And because I've played with Kane for a long time, we're good friends. A lot of them have taken to me and been real big supporters of me, and so we all kind of travel in packs now, right? And so we do this thing in Birmingham, England. This will be the third year, I believe. It's called One More Shot, and all the proceeds go to cancer, studies and charities. And Kane and I will be headlining it, and they're going to have a bunch of other acts as well, some local ones. And I don't know if they're flying anyone else yet from America. But what's cool about it is that these fans, they come from all over the world. I mean, literally America to Germany, England, Amsterdam, like everywhere. And we all go to this convention for a weekend, and we do Q&As, we do pictures, autographs, we do a dinner hangout. I was talking about possibly trying to do I just mentioned this to Rachel, and now I want to do it, but I have all these demo songs that I've never played for anybody that I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to put on the next record. And also I haven't played them for anybody. I'm excited, and they didn't go on this EP. So I was thinking about doing like a listening party where I can tell some stories about the songs and play them. But it's cool. You get a lot of one-on-one interaction with the fans, and they make friends all over the world, and it's like a huge party of a weekend. So, and this happens all the time all over the world. We just don't know about it. But these are the ones that I know about, and I have a blast at.
Well, I'm so glad that you're doing that, and I'm so happy for them that, you know, you are who you are, because that sounds like such an incredible time. Like, I'm jealous. I want to go. I think that,
Wow.
I think that would be fun. That would be so much fun. Maybe if I have enough time to plan and renew my passport, maybe I could. Yeah, that would be an amazing thing to go see, and just to bring more awareness to what they're doing. Bravo, girls! Good job, and congratulations on being a cancer survivor, Rachel. I think that's amazing. And I'm so excited for you. You have so many amazing things coming up, and things that you're a part of, and I don't even know how you can stand on the ground. I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, just your excitement level for what you have going on has to just be through the roof. And I don't even know you, and I'm so damn proud of you. Your parents, your family, everybody just must be like, that's my boy. That's my guy right there.
So much.
No, you're welcome. Is there anything else that you want to tell fans? I know I've kept you quite a long time. I wasn't expecting it to.
Are we live, or is this pre-taped?
No, this is live. You are live right now. We might actually have some fan comments. I'm not sure, because I'm a talker.
Yeah, maybe we'll let them ask a few questions. How about
Yeah,
that?
let's see if they've got some questions. I know everybody's. I can see when I look down all the little hearts going across the screen, and I'm sorry guys, because of my screen I can't actually see it, but my camera guy over here on the side is got you all, so he'll hand it to me. Just a second. There's lots of comments and hearts and all kinds of things happening. Okay, Blaine Rain Jones. Girl, tell him what we said. That I did. I started off, Blaine. I started off telling him that you guys love him and that was your favorite movie, Motocross, the Disney Channel movie. So, and I get to meet these girls tomorrow, and we're gonna go to the Johnny Cash farm here in Tennessee.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I get to meet up with people too, so it's a lot of fun for me. So if anybody who's watching, if y'all are ever in Nashville and you want to come hang out and grab coffee with me, just send me a message and we'll go. And
Be careful, you're gonna be having coffee every morning now.
But it's okay, because I'm so addicted. It's more like the hazelnut creamer I'm addicted to, but I'm addicted to it nonetheless.
Black coffee, and I have it I do a French press all by myself every day.
Do you?
Yeah.
I was just talking to a lady at the grocery store about the French press, and she didn't know where to buy one, so I was pointing her in the right direction. That's really funny. How many times do you talk about a French press in one day? That's
Right?
okay, so Megan says we love Riley. Daphne Jean wants you to say hey to Daphne.
Hey, Daphne.
And then she said, Daphne, do I really need to tell him that, sweetheart? She said she's single and she's a songwriter. Ha ha ha. So no, these, and I know Daphne very well. She's very, very fun. Angela said that she wishes they had voting power to bring frequency back. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about frequency for a minute.
Oh man. Well, it sucked. I mean, I loved the show.
Mm-hmm.
I loved the role. We were shooting Vancouver, which was amazing.
Right.
The only problem with it was I had no time to do music, because my character was working 70 hours a week. But it was awesome, and I didn't want it to come to an end. We didn't think it was going to get canceled. They held us from when we finished in January up until middle of May, when they announced all the new shows.
Right.
And so they wouldn't let us do anything else. So like I was saying before, it was perfect time to go finish the record, because I couldn't physically work on anything else acting-wise anyway. So it was a perfect time. I wouldn't have had we gotten canceled, I probably would have jumped on another TV show and wouldn't have been able to finish this. So God has mysterious ways of working, and it all worked out the way it should. But Absolutely. At the end of the day, then they canceled us at the last minute, and or I'd like to say chose not to renew. But I know we had a good show, and I think that it was a hard thing for the CW to market, and I think I give them credit for trying something that's a little bit out of the box. Yeah. So I give them credit for that. And I was hoping that the audience would find it, but it's a little bit more specific than maybe than that audience. So I get that, and it didn't work. But the hard thing is that you want these things to go for a while, because it'd be a great job to do. But
Absolutely.
reality too is that it can't be my last one. I'm going to be doing this for a long time, so I'm going to keep finding great roles and great shows, and I just got to let go of this one earlier than I wanted to. And now it's set the bar so high. I've been free for a couple months. I keep passing on stuff, and my agents keep saying, "You're not going to find Frank Sullivan again. Like you got to set the parameter a little bit differently." So, I'm reading scripts. I'm trying to find what the next role is going to be. And, I would imagine within the next few weeks I'm going to settle on something. I'm having a good time getting this put out and having time to put on music.
And that's so important. And, maybe that'll help fans, too, who are disappointed. Maybe that'll help them realize that had it not been for that, your music wouldn't be available to them the way that it is right now. And, that's a really good thing for you because you're a really great singer. You're amazing. And I think that, you're right. God works in mysterious ways, and, it's not always our plan, right? Well, it's never our plan. It's always God's plan. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. But if you're closed-minded and you're shut off to the possibilities of other things, then you're never going to go anywhere. So the fact that you took this time, you took the situation, you rolled with it, you did what you're doing, I think it's going to open up way more doors than you ever imagined. And I think your fans are just going to be even more excited with what they see coming from you. And guess what? You could land that next role that's even better, and you had the show not got canceled, you wouldn't have gotten that part. So, there's a lot there's a lot that goes on with that. I mean, and I've been denied interview after interview after interview. But then on a day where I'm supposed to do something and it cancels, something better comes along that blows my mind. So, it happens to us all. And
my business, that's always the way it is. It's, I'll get something and then something happens, you wonder why, and then something else comes along, and if you stay positive and you're always looking for the next door, when it closes, what's the next door? Right. You're going to find positive doors to go through, or figure out a way to make it positive for your next step. And I mean, Nashville is a perfect example. I had just done a pilot for Fox, in which I was playing a musician. So it shot here at Warner Brothers, and I was like, I just wanted it to go so bad, and then it didn't. And I remember, I was pretty cool with it, but my mom was really crushed by it. And so I kept telling her, I was like, look, there's a reason for it. There's a reason for it. It's going to be okay. And within a week, I get a call that Nashville wants me to come play Marcus King, and it was like, that was the whole, that was it. That's why that happened. Yeah. And that turned out to be so much better for me. And then from that, I just got straight offered the frequency role. And, everything kind of built the momentum to where I am. So, now you just got to wonder, okay, what's the next door? Yep. And how everything that got me to here, where's that going to take me next? And so far, it got me a record and a #2 music video.
That's amazing.
So that's way more than I thought was going to happen with it.
Absolutely. And, just look around your office. Look at all that inspiration you have. Look at all of your accomplishments.
The Riley Shrine, they call it.
Is that what they call it? I love it. That would be my happy place to go. If my office looked like yours, I would be thrilled to go into my office every single day. I just technically don't even really have an office. I've got a computer in my living room temporarily. But when I have my office, it'll be the Missy Wolf Shrine. I just know that, and a lot of Elvis. There'll be a lot of Elvis in there. But huh?
I got some Elvis over here on this wall.
Do you? Okay. Okay. What do you got? I got to see.
Okay, I'll bring it. Hold on one second.
All right.
This is, I'd done an interview. I'd done an interview with a gentleman, and I had expressed my love for Elvis. So then he sent me as a thank you this his life in music, and
yes.
It's basically his CDs and session notes, and then a book about his life. So
that's great.
So I thought. Yeah, I always have this with me. It's always I've got all my scripts over there, and that's for another interview.
Oh, all right.
It's like TV Cribs interview.
Yeah. Oh, how fun. Well, we have a lot of Elvis stories. We've got some crazy Elvis memorabilia. I don't know if you knew, because you lived here in Nashville. I don't know if you remember that Colonel Tom Parker's house was on the Nashville 9 of most endangered buildings, and. Wow. They tore it down to build a car wash. These people bought Colonel Tom Parker's house with Elvis Presley's fan club building and tore it down. And I'm still very angry. And I haven't written my article yet because every time I do, the words that come onto the paper are not good. So, but friends of ours bought excavation rights. So prior to them tearing it down, they were able to remove every single thing within Tom Parker's house. I mean, the bathtubs, the sinks, the counters. The house was beautiful and it was move-in ready. Somebody could have lived in it. Somebody could have done tours. It's just so sad that that part of our history is now gone. It's rubble on the ground right now. They haven't even started building the car wash. And I have bricks from the fireplace. I have, pictures of inside the room where Elvis stayed when he was recording at RCA. Like, I've got I've got an outside piece of Colonel Tom Parker's home that I'm going to incorporate in the next building that we build because, it's just that kind of stuff is really hard for me to let go. And I love the history of music. And so anyways, thank you for sharing your Elvis stuff with me and letting me share that with you.
I love that we both love Elvis.
Yeah, it's fun. And I mean, talk about somebody who paved the way and made a lot of people mad and made a lot of girls scream and just, I mean, he definitely shook things up.
Here's a funny story for you that I really told that to some friends, but I have this one movie on my resume called Spring. It's called, I swear to God, it's called Spring Break Shark Attack.
I saw that on your thing.
Says, and I'll give you my small defense on how I became the lead of a movie called Spring Break Shark Attack. I forget, it must have been 2003. I went in for an audition to play Elvis in a TV movie of the week for CBS. Mm-hmm. And I really, really wanted it. And I kept getting further and further along in the audition process until finally I was screen testing. And I had to go into like wardrobe, hair, and makeup. I had to practice the dancing, and I had to do all this stuff. And then it turns out they give me the job. I'm ecstatic. I'm going to go to Memphis and shoot this thing. And then they call and say, well, they had really wanted this guy, Jonathan Rhys-Meyers. They couldn't get him. Now they can, and they're getting him. And but they're going to give you another movie instead. It shoots in Cape Town, South Africa. It's like a young Jaws. And just go down there and have a good time, and they'll give you a ton of money, and it'll all go away. And I was like, I was so upset about the Elvis thing that then I just, for all the work I'd put into getting that far, I wanted like a payoff for it. So I took this movie, and it was untitled at the time until the last day of filming. And they're like, yeah, we tested some names, and we've come up with it, Spring Break Shark Attack. And I was like, yeah, no, I mean, like, but what's the name of the movie gonna be? And they're like, no, that's it, Spring Break Shark. And I wanted to throw up. So I somehow went from like literally getting Elvis and losing it to playing in Spring Break Shark Attack. But and then Jonathan Rhys-Meyers, being the awesome actor that he is, he went and ended up winning a Golden Globe for that role.
Yeah.
So and I did Spring Break Shark Attack.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but that's such a great story. Like.
It's humbling, it's like anytime you want to think that things are going pretty good, just remember that story,
So where can fans find that movie?
Yeah, but anyway, that's my almost playing Elvis story.
Hey, you know what? I mean, I have no doubts that there's going to be a lot more opportunities to play Elvis at some point anyway, because everybody, I mean, an Elvis Tribute Week is coming up. I mean, this is 40 years this year. 40 years that he's been gone.
Well, I tell you, Priscilla, if I could do it, so I would.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. You know what? I know we were supposed to go a long time ago. I've kept you on the Skype for so long. Is there anything else you want to tell everybody before I let you go reluctantly because I'm having so much fun?
For anyone who's still watching, thank you.
All right. Well, guys, go check him out. Get the new EP. I love hard copy EPs. I think they're better. And fans can order it signed, right, by you?
Yeah, we have those on the website. I sign them personally and send them off.
So you guys heard him. You got to do it. I'm telling you. Listen to Missy. She knows what she's talking about. Until next time, guys. I'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.